morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is going to be Arms and Farms. We are on our way. It is 8 degrees, and as you can see, it is 6:30. The sun is, well, I don't see a sun, but it is light outside. Spring's on its way, guys. Even though it's cold and miserable, you got to take some positivity out of it. The sun is coming up at 6:30 in the morning. Let's go. I'm so pumped for spring this year. This winter has dragged on forever. Basically, I think it got cold like after Thanksgiving, and yeah, we've pretty much been in winter since, which is kind of what I consider a normal winter. So, super exciting. Let's go into work. Let's see what all is going to go on here today. See what fun we can get into. Follow along. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Yeehaw. I do feel bad for those little buggers this morning. Really all winter. Those poor deer have been out just scraping for food. You can see them digging through snow and ice just to get to my triticale there. We do have a couple bales of kind of moldier hay that got rained on. I might actually carry a bale out, cut the strings, and let the deer have it. What am I gonna do with it? Poor little buggers out there. I do feel bad. Come on, girls, backside now. Here we go. So just like every morning, we start the day off cleaning this barn up here. This half of the barn that I'm in right now is our dry cows. The other half is our fresh cows. Everyone's just kind of napping in here, huh? With it cold out, it's always so nice to come into this barn because it always hangs in the upper 30s to, mid 40s depending on the weather. But with the single digits out there, I'd say it's probably in the upper 30s. The wind has died down today. Yesterday, the wind was just absolutely miserable, and it powered through right till about 8 o'clock last night. But today, like I said, it's a little colder, but without the wind, it doesn't feel as bad. You can see the manure just starts to freeze at the very end. Those doors are always about 6 inches open. Just the design of the barn, that's how they did it. So if it's really, really, really cold, you'll get a breeze that comes in from the end, and that's what you get, but that's at its absolute coldest. Generally, there's absolutely no issue, and we have yet to even have any water tubs crushed over up here. So all in all, I'll show you this cow. She's one of my favorites. You guys are gonna kind of maybe laugh, but she's a humble and kind out of a shamrock cow that I have told you guys about in the previous video. Obviously she's a dry cow, but mid-size, long head and neck, deep uphill run, and when she's in milk, it's just an absolute beautiful udder. She's about as close to her mother. Actually, she might be a granddaughter of that shamrock, but really, really nice, humble and kind cow. Of course, anytime I show off a cow, they like to take a dump, but look at the head and neck. Wide, deep, just mid-size, not too big. I feel like I'm getting a little bit repetitive, but anytime I see a cow that I like and I want to show you guys, she's generally just like that. And yeah, this humble and kind cow is one of my favorites on the farm. I'm super excited for her to calve in. Wish she was due in the beginning of March, but she's due at the very tail end of March. So, oh well. We're gonna keep pushing cows here, guys, and we'll catch up with you guys in a bit. What's everybody use for leg bands on their cows? I wanna say these are Merrick, something like that. These are the clip-on ones. We've tried the Velcro ones, they didn't work. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3. This is the third one that have fallen off this week. Pain in the butt, and they're not cheap. Let me know in the comments what you guys use. If we have a fresh cow that one falls off or something, we'll just paint her and they'll put one on in the parlor. But it's annoying. You put them on, they fall off. This 5966 here is a King Doc. I'll see if I can't get a decent video of her when she comes out. She just finished up her first lactation, so she just went dry. She was a heck of a framed cow. I would have liked to see her udder a little higher, a little tighter, but real nice cow. Let me see if I can get her here. Back it up, sweethearts. Come on now. Back it up. Back it up. Please and thank you. There we go. This big white cow. Yeah, so she's a king doc out of can you I'm trying to make a video. Y'all done? Whatever. She's a king doc out of 3693. She's a cow we call Snowflake. I've mentioned her before. I can never remember what she is, but a big white framey cow, and this is a king doc out of her. See her rear udder though, like I said, I'd love that to have been a little higher, a little wider, but all in all, a real nice cow. Real excited to see what she looks like in her second lactation. Really gonna grow into herself, I think. Alright, I just got all the snow drifts pushed back and top dressed the driveway with a little bit of stone so we can get around. I got fresh cow group cleaned out. Gotta go do dry cows here in a minute, but we're gonna spend a couple minutes in front of this baby. We're like frost covered. So, it feels really good. Oh, good old skid steer one's refusing to start here, so Tyler said we should roll out the mobile block heater. We're gonna go grab it. Tyler's gonna go get a power cord. We'll let this thing warm up for a while. We got the other machines running, as you can see. Gosh darn starlings are really having a heyday in here today. This barn's been a lot better than the other barn simply because we got a ceiling, so there's not all the rafters to stand on. But when it's this cold, they're looking for a warm spot to be just like anything else, I guess. It's kind of unfortunate. I like better about our backup truck. The mirrors are wider on it. I wish these mirrors stuck out another 6 inches or so. With this big round box, you can't really see around it as well as you can the other trucks. So up here, I just give a little bit to our maternity pen. Being that there's only, 10 cows in there usually. Everything else goes to the rest of the barn here. Right now the numbers are relatively low in here, so it's only an 8,000 pound load that we're giving to these dry cows. Yeah, the chain came off the drive of the overhead door. Tyler here, the little monkey, decided to just climb up there and fix it. I am able to get in and out from the other end of the barn, but this is generally the end we come in and out of, and we got to get it fixed anyway. So if he can't get it like this, we'll just run and grab the man lift, but it'll take our man lift about an hour to get warmed up and all the hydraulics warmed up enough to get it down here. It's a pretty slow moving machine. Well, Tyler's going to run up to the shop and see if we can get our man lift up and going. He put that chain on a couple times and it just kept popping off. Also, the chain fall is running as well as the electric motor, so I don't know if something's stuck in that little clutch or whatever you want to call it. And I don't know if there's a tightener. It's hard to get a good look when you're hanging off the door like that. And I am not a climber, so he's going to go see if he can get that running. I'm loading the feed truck now. I wanted to show you guys something that was kind of controversial that we did this fall. Had a handful of comments about it. So because of the lack of bunk space that we had to put our 5th cut and haylage right up against our fresh corn. And boy, were people lighting into me about that, about how that was just going to ruin all of the feed. I don't know how well the camera's showing it. There is virtually zero spoilage in here, zero difference from any of the other feed. The corn silage, see if I can pull some out. I mean, that's right up to the haylage. It's actually, I actually think it's better here than under the plastic. The only spot that had any spoilage is right up there where the plastic seam was. You know, some air would get into the seam. But I mean, that's pretty normal for our bunk. It's on the very edges, you got that spoilage, but virtually all the way down to the ground here. I realize it's not ideal, and if we had the bunk space, we wouldn't have done it. But boy, people were being awfully sour, like you're just wasting feed, ruining it. You're gonna waste so much. It's just, I was like, guys, let's dial her back about 20% here. There's not a whole lot we can do, one, and two, it's not going to be the end of the world. And what we do, frankly, is we feed this and this to the heifers just in case. But like I said, it's really, I mean, you can see that's right where it butts up, and there is nothing wrong with either of it. So just wanted to address that quick, because yeah, all those guys that commented really kind of snotty things. Here you go. Proof is right here. Not ideal, but really I don't think we lost any more than anywhere else. I wonder who's defacing for me. But yeah, you can see now our 5th cut and bunk's kind of wrapping around in a half moon here. Eventually the corn goes all the way to the wall. Once we get to the back of this haylage, it's hard to explain from down here, but our bunks, for those of you guys who are new, are very oddly shaped. The walls are in really weird places, and we don't have enough space to begin with. So yeah, we kind of work with what we got, hence this. But I just wanted to point out that we didn't lose loads and loads and loads of feed like everyone said we were going to. The wind decided to make kind of a comeback. We're definitely not near as bad as yesterday. My phone says 25 mile an hour. Yesterday we were at 50. Granted, yesterday we were at 15 degrees. We're currently sitting at 8 degrees. So colder, less wind. Still feels like if you're out in it, just taking that 2-minute video I just took, my face and hands are like, what are you doing, guy? So yeah, I spoke too soon this morning talking about the wind. Just opened up the hood, check on this drive shaft. Looks like everything's still good and tight. Slightly paranoid about it. I do have a bit of a coolant leak here though. This hose must have popped a pinhole inside this clamp, so have to get that fixed up here at some point. But it's still within the sight glass, so it's good to finish out today. Loading up another load here. While that's mixing, I'm going to take some of this snow and ice off and just dump it over the bank. Try to get it out of the way, because it just kind of keeps on coming. So rather than having these big ugly brown ice piles laying around the farm, I'll just haul them over and we'll get rid of them. Well, we ended up figuring the center chain's just so worn, won't stay on, so Gonna get a new drive chain for it. There's no real adjustment on it. I've got to bed the fresh group here in about half an hour. So I wanted to get that rig started up. It runs off a hydraulic oil bath. PTO powers the hydraulic pump on the oil bath. So by just starting that belt, letting it run by itself for 20 minutes or so, that'll really help warm everything up. Problem is when that oil is really cold, just the weight of the sand, it doesn't always like to throw it into the beds as well as it, probably should. So the chain's free, the door's free, the tractor's running. I got that belt freed up. I'm just gonna let it run and yeah, I'm just gonna let it run and get nice and warm. We're gonna bed that group pretty heavily in case the weather stays like it is. It's kind of miserable getting it up that driveway. So yeah, we'll just let that warm up. I gotta go load the feed truck for one last load. We'll park it in the shop for the night. All right guys, we got a load of sand on the tractor here. We put down some crushed twos here about 2 hours ago on that driveway. The wind's already starting to cover them up, but we're just gonna round that corner and we're just gonna drop the hammer. Ideally, I'd have chains on the tractor, but we don't have chains for it, so we're gonna do the best we can here. Next up to the hook, Dalton Johnson on his 4430, Pavilion, New York. Let's see what he can make happen. He's got the green light. Got the green flag. Dalton Johnson. Able to get it stopped before the 100-foot mark. Gets another shot at it. And track conditions weren't quite right. They're going to get it set up a little bit better here before the second try. Alright, let's cheer him on. This is his last chance. Gotta watch that gray smoke turn to black. Thanks for sticking with me through that. Sometimes I like to think I'm a kid still. Makes life more enjoyable. Also, I really miss tractor pulling. I've been trying to get Jack to let me take this thing to the county fair for years. Maybe we'll work out some kind of a deal this year. If I get a video at something insane, some 50,000 view video or something like that, he's got to let me take it. He'll still say no. This is his favorite tractor. As we're beating on it, but probably going to put a couple loads up here, so that's not going to be the last time I've got to do that. But I can tell you that's the last time I'm going to tape it. My hand is frozen. Yeah, that wind's really back to whipping out there now. Curtains are kind of slapping in and out here. You see it just coming across that field. Ah, so good. Now let's go get the tractor taken care of here. Get slapped in the face with that. Can't even hardly get the door shut. All right, the last thing I got to do here today, there's an overhead door that's down in the center of our barn. That doesn't go down all the way, never has. I'd like to get, it only sets 6-8 inches off the ground, but the wind is causing some issues with the floor freezing up right there. So I want to grab 3 or 4 small squares of hay, and I can put on the side, on the outside of that, so that way it stops the wind from coming in. So we're gonna steal some of the horses. Is that okay with you, Ranger? Huh? You good if I steal one of your bales? You're not gonna bite me again, are you? Personally, I hate horses. Sorry, Ranger. But yeah, he bit me one time. It really sucked. And you got Princess and Valentino. What are you doing, little fella? Mother, son. He's actually bigger than her already. He's gotta be just over a year old. He was born on Valentine's Day, hence Valentino. And so he's just over a year old, but he's already bigger than his mom. Princess, what are you doing, sweetheart? Huh? What are you doing? So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and steal 3 of these bales. So here's what I'm talking about. This door over there, you can see it sets about 6 inches off of the ground. And this stuff just gets frosty enough, but it doesn't like to go through the grates, and we got to bring our skid steer down and fart around with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and seal that up. And yeah, we'll go from there. Yeah, that's better. I should have grabbed 4 bales. 3 was about a foot too short, so I just broke that last bale and spread it out a little bit, but that'll stop the wind from humming right in there. And honestly, snow will probably end up getting kind of drifted against it and help to insulate it better anyways. But the only sucky part is now I gotta walk all the way around to get to my truck, right out here in the wind. Oh well. Hey ho, hi ho. It's off to home we go. All right, well, I just checked the weather. Looks like tomorrow is a high of 12, but according to the Weather Channel, we're not supposed to get any wind. I'm not gonna make any more comments about it because you see how that worked out for me today. But anyways, I think we got the barn pretty well buttoned up. I'm gonna get my truck out of here and then we'll shut that door and she'll be good. She'll be good for the night, I think. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like and subscribe button. Tell your friends, family, and everyone else about the Chili Dairy Farmers out of Western New York right here on YouTube. Also, don't forget TikTok, Instagram, like, subscribe, follow, whatever. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.